Well, a lot of mayors across the country were paying very close attention to this stimulus debate because they need money for their cities. Last week, right here, we talked to three mayors about that stimulus bill. They had visited the White House and made a plea. We got three more mayors with us this weekend to talk about this billions of dollars and if any of it is going to get to them and get to them quickly. We are joined now from Chicago, the mayor of Palatine, Illinois, Rita Mullins, also Mayor Jim Newberry of Lexington, Kentucky, and also Mayor Bill Ewell of Alexandria, Virginia. Thank you all so much for being here. Mayor Mullins, always, ladies first, I will toss the first question to you here. Is the cavalry on the way? Tell me how you felt now. Are you excited and feel real good that this money's coming to you?
Yes, I do. I want to thank the U.S. Conference of Mayors, the leadership of Manny Diaz. There were several of us that went to the Hill. We went and met with the administration and said that we needed this money in our cities to put our people back to work. And I think it's happened.
That sounds great, but Mayor Newberry, as you know, there are some challenges ahead. Tell me still, what are the steps necessary? How much bureaucratic tape do you still have to make it through before you see a dime?
We'll be working very closely with the various federal agencies that are involved. And then here locally, I've created a mayoral commission that will help me set the priorities for Lexington, help monitor how the money's being spent, and help keep the public informed about how their money is being spent and how jobs are being created, which is what the stimulus package is all about.
Now, Mayor Ewell, and maybe you explain this for us, and a lot of people don't understand, people in your city maybe, and around cities across the country. How exactly do we go from getting the signature of the president on that bill to cash in the account of your city? What is your understanding, at least, of how that money is going to get to you?
Well, a very good question, and it's my understanding that for the most part, a large portion of the stimulus funds will be directed to the states, to the governors, and then they will use their standard allocation formulas to then redistribute those dollars to cities and towns. The U.S. Conference of Mayors, however, when we were in Washington about 10 days ago, we were dramatically advocating that cities receive a large portion of those funds directly so that we can put those dollars to use immediately. But I'm going to be on the phone with my governor this afternoon to begin the process of working with him and his staff. But more importantly, I have a meeting with my staff next Friday so that we can respond to the amount of dollars that we will be receiving and apply those to the highest priority of the projects that we have on our stimulus schedule.
On that point you made there, Mayor Ewell, I'll follow up with you. On that point you made, you appeal to have that money given directly to cities, but have you got any indication that that is exactly what's going to happen? It still seems like right now it's going to be up to the discretion of the state governments to hand that money out.
Precisely. We appealed, we requested, but if I understand what was approved last night, again, the funds will go directly to the governors, with the exception of dollars for transit and transportation funds, which will go to local regional transportation agencies. But we'll lobby and on our behalf so that we can make sure that our cities and towns receive what rightfully we're due to stimulate the economy.
You used the word lobby there. Mayor Mullins, you have a smaller town there, a smaller city. How big of a lobbying effort are you going to have to put in place, and how really big of a fight do you have on your hands to try to go in there and compete with all those cities now around Illinois who are going to be clamoring for this money?
Well, first of all, the city of Chicago, which is our largest, gets money funded directly for many of the projects. We're a town of 70,000, mid-size, Midwest. Yes, we do have to do a lobbying. That's part of my responsibility, my job, to speak up for my residents, and we have done that. What we were afraid is that it's very easy to send 50 checks out to 50 states with the governors, but the states are many times in arrears. I know our state is, and we don't want them to use that money just to do a paper transfer so that they can balance their books. Yep. So it's going to be very difficult for us. We are under a balanced budget. We have to do that. Most cities do. So it is going to take a lobbying effort to get it directly to us.
So, Mayor Newberry, kind of the same question to you there. How stiff do you think the competition is going to be for this money? And can you already see since I know a lot of mayors in the states, they know each other well and compete for a lot of the same projects oftentimes. So are you all already starting to throw a few elbows?
I'm sure there'll be some competition, but our Governor Steve Beshear has worked very well with the mayors around the state, and we'll do the best job we can to try to make sure that the stimulus package objectives, that of providing jobs now and a solid economy in the future, are realized here in Kentucky. In Lexington, we've got a keen interest in trying to take advantage of some of the health care initiatives, the e-health initiatives, the National Institute of Health research grants. Those are things that I think we've got a particularly strong opportunity to compete for. And some of those funds, the CDBG funds, for instance, and the energy efficiency block grant funds may well come directly to the cities. So I think there'll be enough work and probably enough money to go around to keep everybody busy.
Well, there's a whole lot of money out there, and there's a whole lot of money that you all are requesting. I have in my hands here, we're going to take a commercial break, but in my hands, I have a list of the projects that you three in your cities requested. I have to say that, let's see, Mayor Newberry, your list is pretty long. It's the longest one I've seen, actually. But we will get into some of these requests you all have made and if they actually qualify as being stimulative projects. Stay with us. Our conversation with the mayors continues after the break.